Good morning, buenos dias, bonjour. Good morning. Hello. Uh-oh, somebody went off. And she's like, she's not here. Good morning. Oh, I'm using this one today. The other one has been overused. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Yep, I'm here as always. The little radishes. Say hello. Buenos dias. Say hello if you're here. Is the volume okay? Good morning. Buenos dias. Couple of little things to do. 2 of you. Yeah, it's a holiday, so I don't know what's going to happen today. If we're going to have people. Or maybe they're not interested in Salade Nicoise. Maybe they wanted fried chicken. I don't know. Good morning. Who's here? Let me know who you are. Buenos dias. I'm peeling some radishes for our salad. Good morning. Who's here? Good morning. Say good morning. Tell me who you are. Buenos dias. Bonjour. 7. Uh-oh. The message is already held for review. People are so busy. Buenos dias. Good morning. How are you all doing? Juan. Saludos. Palestina. Oh my God. Martin, come on. Good morning. "13 of you. Buenas. You know, in Panama, if you say good morning around 10ish to about 12, you say buenas. Or you could say buenas at any time of the day. Buenas means we're not concerned about the time of the day. You don't have to say good morning. But usually early in the morning, they don't say buenas. They say good morning. After 12, you say buenas tardes, or you say Germany. Martin, welcome. Wish I knew how to say welcome in German. How do you say welcome in German, Martin? Buenos dias. 14, excellent. How are you guys doing? How was Christmas? You know, it's funny, here in Panama, we didn't have any debate as to, oh, it's Merry Christmas versus Happy Holiday. People just don't get caught up on stuff like that. They're just happy for La Navidad. So whatever you think about it, it's a non-issue. We don't fuss over little things. I love that. It keeps the stress out in the fight. You know, people that just don't have verbal exchanges about everything. Good morning, everyone. Please introduce yourself and give me a little idea as to what your Christmas holidays were like. What'd you do? You know, Christmas is a time that can cause some people to get really depressed. Especially if you're alone. It kind of brings up a lot of negative emotions. So if you have friends who are single, check on them, invite them over, take them out, just do your good deed. It will be helpful. So no one is saying how their Christmas was. Mine was fantastic. I had about 11 people over for a brunch, and I worked myself. I did 3 frittatas, 1 quiche Lorraine. I had meatballs in marinara sauce. I had chicken wings with orange glaze. Towards the end, I did arroz con guandú, which is rice with pigeon peas. I had a green salad. What else did we have? And we had lots of desserts. And I made the chicha de saril, which is that pink drink that you make here for the holidays with the flor de Jamaica, which is sorrel. Some people call it, they call it saril here because you know that, hola, Olga. We have a strong Jamaican influence here in Panama. So a lot of the foods that they eat here has Caribbean influence. And that drink definitely was brought here from the Jamaicans who work in the canal, and some of them stayed. So that's why Panama is like a fusion. You have the Spanish influence, Chinese influence, Caribbean influence. Some people say Indian. I don't see that so much, but I guess that's possible. A lot of Asian influence here. And it's reflected in the food, of course. So we had a ball. It was fun. It was through SWRA, Single Women Retiring Abroad, and we had really deep conversations about being here, growing old. Okay, I'm not even sure what you're talking about, Kevin. But, you know, I can't keep up with all the conversation going. But Christmas was really nice. Of course, I'm here, I don't have family here, but I'm nurturing an extended family of sisters and other people. I have Panamanian friends from all over the US. I don't think I have friends from other countries, but I'm sure it's only a matter of time. Paula, hello. I reached out, wanted a contact to start the process. Oh, I think I saw that. I haven't gotten, let me tell you, I'm still recovering. If you're looking for an attorney contact, I can give it to you. And I think I responded to someone, I don't know if it was you, Paula, that you really need to do a lot of research, right? Make sure you're ready to start the process. And then you start with the self-assessment to make sure that it is what you want and it's gonna work for you. And I don't mean to win on your parade. I just want you to be successful when you do expatriate. I missed your message yesterday, but it was nice talking to you. Okay. But anyway, so for the new year, I'm going to be, I'm going to be on a program with Be Well magazine, Carmen. And I'm going to be talking to the ladies about my journey, my retirement journey, my professional journey. And I don't think I'm that interesting, but definitely it's always about sharing, isn't it? Afraid of the bugs? Well, bugs are in the interior, but even people who live in the interior don't talk about the bugs. I hear they have scorpions in Siriki, and the lady said I haven't seen one. Only one person said she got bit by one in the shower, but they're not poisonous. Snakes, people say they don't see them that much. I think in El Valle they see more snakes. So if you don't like bugs, you need to stay in the city in a high rise, like I do, because I don't like bugs either. Here, I've seen a mosquito once. I haven't seen roaches. We don't have any of that here. And of course, the building is maintained, I'm pretty sure, with pest control. So if you know, queasy about bugs, just don't go in the woods, right? Paula, 63. Yeah, I think I remember you. Yeah, that's the kind of thing to know yourself, you know? I always say, know thyself. If some people say, oh, they need nature, yep, El Valle, all the mountains, they're here for you. Some people say, oh, I need the beach. We have the beaches too, right? And some of us are like, we're city slickers. We want to be in the city. We have the city. That's the beauty about Panama. We have a little bit of everything for every taste, but you still need to adjust to certain things. Okay, so yeah, I'm not gonna do much, even though culturally, I usually do some kind of a not pumpkin, it's a squash soup for the first of the year. I don't know, I might do a little bit of it later on that day, but I'm not gonna stress over it. I'm not outside partying or whatever on New Year's Eve because, good morning, Grandma, I'll take it. So ushering in the new year, my video this week that dropped on Friday was about doing a review of my year and what I felt I had accomplished. I started the year really confused. I had just come back, returned from South Africa. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, and then it's just like crystallized. And the word that I use is that I got clarity, because just because I'm retired doesn't mean I don't have goals and I don't have vision, because I need to feel that I'm involved, that I have a project, that I'm working towards something. And SWRA, Single Women Retiring Abroad, has given me that platform, and I'm very, very grateful for that, right? So next year, considering what we've accomplished, getting the ladies together, trying to form the sisterhood so that we can support each other here as we age, just growing that, cementing that, strengthening that, and being open to opportunities. So that's what we are going to plan for 2025. I'll continue to do these as much as you guys feel like you are benefiting from them. And we had over 3,000 people on Christmas Day. I was shocked. And views, I should say. You know, when you are doing these lives, you know how the lives go here. It's not just about the food, it's about the conversations too, right? So I would like for you to just kind of reflect, go back and see how you started the year off and where you are now towards the end. So you can, do an assessment of, did I have goals? Did I accomplish them? Chances are you're not going to accomplish every single thing that you had put on your wish list. But I don't call those New Year's resolution. I call them goals, right? But if you have a goal, you have to put a date to it. Somebody said a goal without a date is just a wish. So you have to say, I want to accomplish this by this date, right? And sometimes it pays to just paste things on your mirror somewhere in your house just to remind you, or look at your list every so often to say, oh yeah, I said I would work on that. Oh yeah, I said I would work on that. The danger too is that maybe you have too many things on your list. This lady last night, I was watching her on, I guess, Instagram. She's like, I had 15 goals. I accomplished 4. She had too many, right? You're only one person. She's got a bunch of kids. How are you going to do that? Make sure whatever you say you're going to do, you're equipped to do it, right? And you have the time and the resources and the energy. And that doesn't mean that you don't change course sometimes. Maybe you're like, oh, well, I don't think I can do that. Maybe I can do this instead. Life is dynamic. Nothing is the same all the time, right? Okay. So I'm having some tea, green tea with honey, ginger, and lime. Cleansing. So you don't need to go on a, what do they call that? A detox diet or cleanse and take weird stuff. Just clean your system yourself. Drink your water. Get plenty of sleep. You'll be good. All right. Nobody is talking in the chat except for Paula. So today I thought, I looked in my fridge based on all the stuff I had bought for my brunch and what I had left. Because for the quiche Lorraine, which is something, a beloved recipe of mine, I didn't have the correct pie dish. I don't even have a rolling pin. I went yesterday and I saw some. I'm gonna get a big one. I'm just afraid of filling my drawers with all the stuff. I'm gonna get a lot of gadgets again. But I had some leftover French cheese. I could not find Gruyere, but I found this that was called, I forget what it's called. But anyway, it was just, I looked it up. What is a substitute? What is the closest cheese I can use that is closest to Gruyere? Because Gruyere is French, right? So I have a little bit of it left and I'm like, oh, let me make some French onion soup. So which is what we are going to start with today. And then I said, you know, I have lettuce, I have radishes, I have tomatoes. And I'm like, oh, I can do a salad nicoise. So we'll just keep everything French today. When somebody asked me, what is your specialty in cooking? I said French Caribbean, right? Because I am French Caribbean. You know, I'm Haitian and my culture, we were a French colony. So that is a strong influence, right? And I'm also Caribbean because I was born in Haiti. So I know how to cook Haitian food. Not all the recipes. Haitian cuisine is immense. It's got so many things. And of course, because I'm in a state now where I'm not in a state, in a stage where I'm trying to protect my health and I don't want to eat all the stuff. I was telling a sister I met yesterday, I said, that cuisine is dangerous. She's like, no, it's not. I'm like, yes, it is. A lot of salt, a lot of fat, and I try to take out of it what I can, you know, like the soup and, you know, a lot of meat. I don't use that much meat anymore. But anyway, so we are going to cook, make a salad nicoise. It should not take long. But unless you're talking to me, 360 of what? My, you want a 360 of what? Shamar. Anyway, so I went yesterday and I posted it that I went and got some pretty fresh tuna. So we're going to poach the tuna. Let me just rinse it. Alrighty, I went ahead and started the oil. When you poach, 360 of my outfit. Come on. All right. So what I did, this is olive oil, and then I added, I'm gonna bring it back to a boil. I added crushed garlic. I still couldn't find fresh thyme, so I got some dry ones. So I sprinkled a little bit, but fresh is best, of course. And then because I'm crazy about rosemary, so I put a couple of rosemary twigs in there. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put the fish in there and let it start. We're gonna bring this to a boil, then turn it down, put the fish in, and then let the fish cook a little bit slowly, right? And then when it looks like it's not really pink, we're gonna transfer it to a dish and put it in the fridge. Now, ideally, you wanna put it, let it sit in the oil overnight, but we don't have that kind of time. So we're gonna be doing it here. And if it's a little pink in the middle, that's good. It's like an ahi tuna, right? I mean, they have tuna here and it's just beautiful. So now I think we need to start. I need to start while the oil is warming up. I need to start peeling the onions. French onion soup doesn't take a long time, but you have to use caramelized onions, right? You have to cook it in butter. And then salade nicoise. Salade nicoise is a salad that originates in Nice, France. Beautiful country if you haven't been there. It's got lettuce, tomato, haricot vert, which is a fancy name for green beans. The haricot vert are like thinner and sexier, but don't have any of that, so we're gonna use green beans. It's got potatoes, got radishes, boiled eggs, and then you top it with the tuna. Some people say they use tuna fish. I don't want to use tuna fish. I've never been a fan of tuna fish, but they say the poached tuna is tuna fish. Well, I've never tasted tuna fish that good, but that's what it's supposed to do. Slowly cook it in the aromatics, right? And then we do a dressing, which is a warm Dijon vinaigrette with capers. So we're gonna be doing all that, all right? I already cleaned my green beans, that's ready. I did the radishes and lettuce we have. So we're gonna use this pot and we are going to start, put the butter in and throw in our onions. I still have some butter from the brunch. Yeah, we use a lot of butter there. And I have New Zealand butter. I like it. This is the next step from Kerrygold, which is about, I told you, 1 pound costs $12 here. And I did have a little bit of an accident when I was cooking, so I've covered my finger there, and it's gonna stay covered. But the more onions you put in there, the better. Oh, the other thing that we need for the soup is we need beef stock. So I did go to the store and buy some beef bones, and then you have to roast the beef bones in the oven and then put it in a pan of water with your aromatics, but what I use carrots and garlic and bay leaves, but you can put any other vegetable that you have that's kind of starting to look a little puny, right? All right, turn this on. And I gotta wash my finger, so we're not doing fancy knife skills today. All right. So we put it all and let it cook. And then it's like a roux. If you were to make a roux, when it gets to that golden brown, then it's done, right? So you can't rush this process, just like you cannot rush making a roux. And I think maybe in the new year we'll make a gumbo. But it would have to be a seafood gumbo. I don't want to put sausages in mine. Okay? I don't see Greta, I don't see Jess. But I'm happy you guys are here, whoever is here. Thank you for tuning in. I mean, I could have said I'm not gonna do this today because this is the last live of the year, but I don't want to disappoint anybody, right? So what are some things that you want to accomplish in the new year? What am I cooking? I'm making salade nicoise, which is a French recipe from Nice, France. And we are having French onion soup. So we're going all French today. We're gonna have wine in there, and it's gonna be good. When you see the onions, you're gonna say, oh my God, it's a lot of onions. But you know, onions is like greens. You have a lot, and then once you cook it down, it just cooks down to nothing. And then I have some friends coming to eat the stuff. So it's gonna be good, it's not gonna go to waste. And it's not gonna sit in my fridge. The potatoes is usually boiled. And usually if you can find the little small red potatoes, it's best. But the red potatoes I see here, they're big. So I found this little bag of the little ones, so I'm gonna use those. I'm gonna cut them in half, and then I'm gonna toast them. I'm gonna roast them in the oven, just to add a little something to it, but usually it's just boiled. I always like to, you know, change the recipes just a tad to my liking. Now you don't slice them too thick, right? The onion. I'm watching my fingers. French onion soup, which is gonna be something you might wanna make if you live somewhere where it is cold. So that's perfect. And of course you have to have the baguette and the French cheese to make it French, right? Well, I went to Ray yesterday, and the baguettes that they have here are like narrow and small. And I'm like, oh. Oh, the other thing that I ran into is when you do the onion soup, once you finish with the soup, you put it in your dish, and then you put the toasted bread on top, you put the cheese, and you're supposed to stick it under a broiler for the cheese to melt. Well, I don't have a dish that I can put in the oven. So I went to the store yesterday, walked around, went to different ones, and every time I see one, I'm like, can it go in the oven? They're like, oh no, oh no. And it kind of brought me back to my dishes that I had at home. I had ordered them online because it's not something that, and I remember the name of the company called Sur la Table. That means on the table. And they sold a lot of china and silverware, and that's where I got it. Now I'm going home in next month, and I'm gonna order some. I'm not gonna bring all 6 of them, but I'm gonna order maybe 3. Because you can't do French onion soup in a regular dish. So what we're gonna have to do is cook toast the bread, put the cheese on it, and then scoop it up and put it on top of the dish, because I don't have one that can go in the oven. And that's what you do when you move to a different country. You adjust to what's available to you. Because chances are you're not gonna find what you are used to. And that's what I ran into. And the Nicoise salad is just a pretty salad. I mean, seriously, even if you're American, you can learn to enjoy it. And if you don't have fresh tuna, any kind of fish, put any kind of fish on top. I mean, it's not gonna be authentic, but you get the gist of it, right? You get all the flavor and the look. It's okay. I am not that rigid about stuff like that. All right, last one. Even my knives, I gotta go get my knives. This knife, it does, but it's not heavy. And your chef's knife is heavy, the handle. Gives you a little bit more control. Then we're going to season our potatoes and okay, we cut the onions without incident. Score. Okay. It will be good. Just like I said, don't be too rigid, and then it's healthy. So now let's cut the potatoes in half. Let's see, let me do lengthwise, make them a little sexier. You know which potatoes would be nice with these? The finger length potatoes that you guys have in the States. We don't have that here. Because of that color, that really yellow color. Nice. Yep. So I'm cutting these in half, and then I'm gonna toss them in a herb oil. And then when I'm ready to cook them, they're gonna probably cook in about 15 minutes, so I need to time it right. Almost like when I'm ready to plate. So let me show you. And of course, I looked around. I didn't have anything that was suitable for me to put that salad in, because it's got a lot of ingredients. Think about it. We're gonna have lettuce, tomatoes, green beans, potatoes, radishes, eggs, and then for 3 people. So I needed a serving platter. I had to go get this one. It wasn't that expensive, $10.99. So I got that. I was looking for like a glass looking one. And of course I had plenty of plates at home that I gave away. It's like bringing all the emotions back, all the stuff I gave away that I'm missing now. So some people say they want to bring their stuff with them, and I'm not going to be the one to tell you not to do that, because I know I miss my stuff from the kitchen. And then this is when I was looking for little dishes to put my soup in. The size is great, but then I was like, can it go in the oven? And I asked one of the workers. He went and asked someone, he said, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, otherwise it will explode. I'm like, I don't think I want to take that chance. So like I said, I'm going to spoon the soup in here, and then I'm going to toast, the bread's going to be toasted first. then put the cheese on it, and then scoop it and put it on top here, which is right. But in the at the restaurant, I used to have a boiler, a tabletop boiler, and I would put it in there, and the heat would be right on top, and it would melt the cheese, kind of like when you're making creme brulee. We got to make creme brulee one time. So I bought 3 because 3 of us are going to be eating, and then I unpacked it, and look, one of them is chipped. Now I know when I bought it, it wasn't chipped. And I'm trying to think, did I drop the bag? Because I had it on my back, but anyway, so we have a chipped one, so I'll be using that one. So we got our stuff ready for our soup. All right, so we have to keep an eye on our onions. I don't know why that oil is not boiling, but yeah, this pot moves a lot. So we're gonna let it cook. It's gonna cook down, and once it starts to brown, we're gonna sprinkle some flour. We're gonna season. We're gonna add some wine, and then we're gonna use our beef broth. Now, remember I told you I had to make the beef broth from some beef bones that you roast in the oven, then you put it in a pot, you put all your aromatics, it could be peppers, could be leeks, could be green onions, garlic, definitely carrots, so flavor, right? Okay, so this is what my broth looks like with the beef bones, but I want you to see the top of it. That is the beef grease that has, because I left it on the stove top, and then you know how it cools off and the grease comes on top. I suggest you do the same, or put it in the fridge, and then you can skim right off that, because this is what clogs your arteries. You don't want that, right? Okay. So I'm going to strain that, and we'll be ready for my broth. All right, so we have our broth ready, our beef broth. Okay. All right. All right, let's season our potatoes. I'm still waiting on this oil to boil. When it starts to bubble, then I know it's ready. All right. Yeah, I had to get more olive oil. Oh, yesterday I asked the guy, because there is extra virgin olive oil, there is olive oil, and then there is another one that I wasn't familiar with, Tannis or something. And I'm like, what's the difference? Because the extra virgin is the most expensive. Then the one that says regular olive oil is like in the middle of the road. And then the other one is much cheaper. I said, what's the difference? He's like, well, when they first press, the first press is the extra virgin. The second press is regular olive oil. And then the third one is that. It also reminds me of what one chef told me one time. He said, in terms of quality of ingredients. Now, you know, I love to go to Panama here because I get the stuff that is straight from the earth, right? Even though they spray stuff on their produce. But he says when you go to a restaurant like Ruth Chris in the US, that you get the creme de la creme. The second tier is like Whole Foods. And then the third tier is like a Publix. And then after that, you get the Walmart and the Aldi's in terms of, produce. And I was like, well, that makes sense. So you get what you pay for, don't you? Okay. So keep that in mind. If you're feeding yourself and your family, you should commit to getting the best ingredients that you can. And I know when you have kids, it's a little bit different because money is the issue. But just do the best you can, right? Go to the farmer's market and get your veggies if you can. And in terms of the processed food, everybody understands, well, almost everybody should understand that it's easier said than done when you're talking about not eating processed food. Because when you're working and you have a family, you're busy, it's really hard. But think about the benefit and the alternative, right? If you don't. So I would say try the best you can. What we need to do is eliminate all the bottles and bag stuff for the kids, the chips, the prepackaged little pizzas I used to buy for my kids. Make your own. It's so easy. But if you don't know, I said right now, when I think of the stuff I used to feed my kids, I'm embarrassed. I feel horrible. But I didn't know any better. I thought I was doing, the right thing. And of course, bought into the idea that I had to do all this stuff, all the T-balls and sports and committees, and I did not need to do that. Oh, I don't want to put that in there today. No red on my potatoes. Cut myself there. Okay. And really, with the potato, you could have just put salt and pepper. It'd be okay. But I gotta add a little bit more. So I'm gonna put a little bit of rosemary, and thyme. That's all, not a lot. They also have dry rosemary, you could do that too. I'm not against that. But this smells so much better. And like I said, I found some dry thyme. I even had a hard time finding that. I found this one at San Felipe. San Felipe has a whole section where you can just get spices. You get the corn. And I'm going to try that corn thing. You guys saw my video when I tried the sesame. People say, your face was so funny. I said, yes, I'm so sorry, but I did not like that, the taste of that grainy corn in there. All right. It's starting to soften. Your onions are cooking. Okay. So this is ready. So I'm going to let it sit in the marinade for a little bit while I'm doing other things. Oh my goodness, what is happening to this oil? All right, so I guess I'm going to have to bring it up here. I was trying to stay away from this burner because I just scratched the top of this thing and I am not happy about that. And I don't think the owner will be happy either. All right, I'm gonna move the oil over here. Not sure what was happening there. It did not even, it's on 9 and it doesn't even warm up. That's weird. You know, there's a lady in the building who has the same stove and she says hers messed up. Maybe this one is starting something similar. All right. I'm ready to put the tuna in here so that it can start whatever it needs to do. Now I have had the rosemary in here before, so I'm gonna take it out. I think it's, because rosemary is very strong, so you kind of have to know when you're using it. Don't use too much of it because it will overpower your dish. And everything has to balance, right? So you see the garlic. Okay. Onion is looking yummy. All right. So as soon as you see these little bubbles, you can go ahead and put your tuna in. And then what we're gonna do is turn the heat down. I'm putting it on 4 from 9. And then we're going to be basting. Okay. So they call that poached or confit. Confit, remember, all these terms are French. There's something called duck confit, which is the same principle. They cook it slowly in herb oil. And when you do that, oh my God, it just gives you the buttery flavor and texture. Now I tell you, this French, they know some things. I mean, I remember when we graduated, or even when we started, they gave us these books about the different French chefs and how things evolved and how they came to call certain things, certain names. It's just amazing. I guess that's why the French are very whatever. All right, I'm gonna roll it, turn them over. And then I'm gonna save that oil. That's gonna be oil that I can use for a lot of things. Hopefully it won't smell fishy. Okay. Now we don't put any salt while we're doing this process. Once we take them out, because remember, I'm gonna let this cook for about 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna take them out, and I'm gonna put them in a dish, this thing here, and I'm gonna cover it and put it in the oven for a little bit. I mean in the oven, in the fridge for a little bit. And When I take it out to put it on the plate, then I'll add some, I don't have sea salt, but you could use sea salt. I have Himalayan salt, so we're gonna use Himalayan salt. Tuna confit or poached tuna. It's not the same technique as poached eggs. I hope you know that. We don't poach in oil, we poach in water. You know, people from the Caribbean don't like their eggs soft, so I had to learn, you know, to do the poached egg that was one of the things that was the hardest for my cooks to do, was the poached egg. Oh my gosh. And if you go online, everybody has a different technique on how you do it. But me, I'm not interested because I don't like runny eggs. So when I see all the chefs putting the eggs in the sandwich and the burger and it's running, I can't eat raw egg yolk. Sorry. That's why I'm not that much of a ceviche fan. I don't like raw anything. But I've had ahi tuna, you know, where it's pink in the middle. I've had that. Alrighty, that looks good. But you know, my guests are probably not into ahi tuna either, but so I'm gonna let it cook a little bit longer. And then, you know, the whole idea is when you're cooking, you gotta know who your audience is, right? Who's gonna be eating your food? Are there any allergies? Are there any preferences, right? So, because if you're just applying your beliefs and your technique to the dish, that's why you could, you know, you could cause the person eating your food not to enjoy it, because you're cooking as if you were cooking for you, but you're not cooking for you, you're cooking for someone else, right? That is one of the things of a good chef. You have to adjust your technique to suit the palate of the person you're cooking for. And of course, with any fish, you don't ever want to overcook any fish. That's one of my pet peeves. Sometimes when I'm eating salmon and I see, you can tell that it was overcooked. And shrimp, oh my God, don't get me started on the shrimp. Like when we do our gumbo, shrimp is the very last thing you put in, because you don't want to put that. I've seen them put the shrimp in with the sausage and the chicken. I'm like, what are you doing? And usually that shows you somebody who really wasn't trained in the proper technique. That's all. And sometimes I can't, you know, blame them. Alrighty, so we're gonna take this tuna out. Yeah, my neighbors up there are still making noise. I can hear them walking all day. So annoying. Don't know what I'm gonna do about that. I hear every step they take. I'm going to saran wrap and put it in the fridge for a little bit. All right. Boom, 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 boom. It's almost like they're running. Okay. Ooh, this fridge is still full. Alrighty. So we shall take the oil. So now it's the soup. We just need to get the soup done. Then after that, walking around Christmas tree. All right, I'm moving the onion to this, and hopefully, all right, so we're gonna put our potatoes in here, turn the oven on. Now remember, you can boil this. I'm just being a little fancy and putting it in the oven. Hi, you're so pretty. I love your vid so much. I'm sub to your channel. Natalie, thank you so much. Welcome to the fam. We're getting our onions to cook. We got our wine here. I have a Pinot Grigio. I accidentally dumped the cork in there, so we're going to use that one so we can finish it. And while this is happening, we can start working on the dressing. Or well, maybe we can just get our haricot to cook. So for my string beans, I'm gonna put a little salt. I boil the water, I dump them in, I cover it, and then I get an ice bath ready so they don't lose their color. You know how I am about that. Alright, I think this burner is working better. Let's see. You know, it's like when you're making a roux, you don't just leave it. You have to constantly be moving it around. That's the same principle here, okay? I gotta get it back ready. got some water ready. I'll just dump some ice in there when I'm ready. Then we gotta boil the egg. The egg don't take that long. Same principle. Don't wanna overcook the eggs. Come on, you're getting there. All right, guys, any questions you might have? Creeps in the chat again. Can't wait to meet you. I plan to come to Panama very soon. Very good, Renee. It was funny, yesterday I met this lady who's visiting from California. And of course, you know, a lot of people want to meet. And I don't mind trying to, but sometimes people come and then they have their plans, right? Which makes sense because they want to go here, they want to go there, which is wonderful. And then they'll say, oh, I was hoping to meet you. Can we meet today? Well, I may have plans, right? So sometimes I can't do it. And I think some of them get offended sometimes. And I'm like, I'm sorry. You can't try to fit me in with your plans. I got my own life and my own plans. But sometimes it does work. So yesterday I took her to San Felipe because she wanted to see where to buy stuff. And guess what? There was a local TV station there and they asked us some questions. And I was standing there buying more saril to make the drink. And then I started TV and I'm like, oh, why don't they come and interview us? And we were just passing by and boom, there comes the microphone in our faces. And I'm like, ah! So I posted it on the Facebook page, and I also posted. They were asking us about traditions because they have traditions here in Panama. You have to buy like a little string, like a mistletoe. They put certain things in it, you know, like lemons and cinnamon and some kind of plants. And apparently, if they put it up there on the mantle, it brings good luck for the year or something, right? So I was like, oh, well, I don't know anything like that because I don't know any of that. But my new friend was fully, she probably watching, I think she's on a tour right now. She was fully bilingual. And I was like, whoa, you're pretty good at that Spanish stuff. And she was talking about her tradition or what, you know, she grew up with. And me, I was like, I just talk about the food that I like. The food in Panama for the holidays and the saril and everything. And then, so last night I was like, okay, I told the ladies, I'm like, if I'm on TV, I'll let you know. Wouldn't you know, the very last segment, there was like, and Maggie is from the United States, but she lives in Panama and she likes this, she likes that. I'm like, ah! So I had my 10 seconds of fame. All right. Yep, I was on TV. But you know, I used to have a TV program in my past days. It was a community channel and where I interviewed medical professionals about, you know, different things. So, yeah, I'm not shy behind the camera. Yes, please go ahead and get in touch. But you know, on the first page of the YouTube channel, my contact is there, the email is there, and my WhatsApp. In Panama, everybody uses WhatsApp. So if you are messaging me on Facebook, I may not see it right away. But if it's in my phone, in the WhatsApp, then I see it. So keep that in mind, okay? When you want to get in touch, and if I don't respond, please don't get upset. This lady thought I had blocked her, and I'm like, I don't know how to block people. I mean, in the chat, if I'm not, but if I'm here, I don't have time to go here and try to block people, right? That's why usually I ask Greta to do it, but I don't think she's here today. I don't know. They come on early and then they start. Anyway. All right, guys. Any other question that you have? Supposedly, we have the dry season started, and I talked about it in a video, but yesterday it poured and poured. And then the weather people are saying we're probably going to have more rain um, towards the end of the year into December 31st. So, and then somebody said, oh yeah, this is usually the wettest month, the wettest month. Wow, that's a mouthful. So, you know, alrighty. So the green beans are cooked there. The potatoes are in, and the eggs, and that's pretty much all we need to do. So I need to wash my lettuce. I also bought some arugula. I was looking for the purple lettuce, I think, but we used it for the brunch. So I don't have purple lettuce, so I was like, I love arugula. So we're gonna have arugula and lettuce, and I had some multicolored tomatoes. We're gonna use those, but you could use regular tomatoes. I thought I was gonna use Roma tomatoes. So, but all right, I took the beans off the heat. I'm gonna let it just steam cook because you want them to be not crudité. What do we call that about the al dente, which is the word we use for Italian pasta. That means you don't want it to be overcooked. You want it to have a little bite. Yep. Look how that onion has cooked down. Yep. But I need it to be a little darker, just like a roux. It's still. But I think I can put my little flour in there now. Because you know the flour is going to help the soup thicken too, because you don't want your soup to be too watery, but not too thick either. Now some people call for a little bit of sherry, alcohol. I'm only using white wine, but you could put a little sherry in there, but I don't have that. So if you have it, by all means, go for it. Thank you for subbing to the channel. The subscriptions have slowed down quite a bit this past month. I don't know why. Maybe I need to find a different angle for the channel. That's the kind of thing, when you start doing YouTube, it's a lot of pressure to deliver new content all the time, and that can be exhausting. And that's why a lot of people end up, quitting, because you kind of lose your mojo. Few more minutes. All right. The potatoes are cooking. Haricot vert. Okay, I think it's good. So now I'm gonna put some ice cube in this water and dump them in there. You're gonna stop the cooking process. Woo. This thing is gonna burn on me here. Yep, this dish. Let me put that wine in quick. Oh, it smells so good. Yeah, this dish is very shallow. So if you don't watch, the bottom is going to burn. All right, so I have the green beans in the ice bath so they don't lose their color. I'm gonna put some more water in there and boil the eggs. Now boiling your eggs sometimes takes skills too, because if you put the eggs in, oh, it's giving me that good caramelization. Look at that. Yeah. Oh, that brown from the bottom. Oh, that looks so good. All right, now I'm gonna put the broth, okay? So I'm keeping in mind that I only need like 3 cups. So I don't have to use all my broth. Okay. All right. All right, now we can start working on the dressing. Now, if you recall, I like to make, okay, let's see. Yep, I use these jars when I'm making dressings. So what we're gonna use here, we're gonna have olive oil. Now, only 3 people. Now, we don't use vinegar for this dressing. We use lemon juice. I believe I have some lemons. You roll your lemon to release the juices. How about one of these? It wasn't that great either, so we're gonna try. I feel like it's gonna pop any minute. Oh, and I have such a nice juicer. So I gotta add that to my list to bring a good one with me. It doesn't work the other way that good, so I have to turn it around. Yep, bring your juicer from home. we're gonna use salt and pepper. I'm using the Himalayan salt today to see, and if it doesn't work, then I'll add. And Dijon mustard, very important. And then we're gonna add capers. I just happen to have some. Oh, and we have to put anchovies. I forgot about that. I was looking for the paste, but looking for anchovy paste here. No, but I got the anchovies. Where are my capers? Yep. So capers are abundant here in Panama, again, because of the Spanish influence. Lots and lots of capers. That is not, ooh, put the eggs in here before the water gets too hot so they don't pop. I should have put them in the cold water. Alright. Now I'm gonna put them in. You know how you put your eggs in the boiling water and then they pop? No, we don't want that. Okay. Capers. How do I get them out? And I'm going to put some dry thyme in there as well. Now the capers are a little salty, so they're going to add a little saltiness. And when I used to make that at the cafe, I used to warm the dressing before I serve it because it's supposed to be a warm Dijon. Well, I like it warm. Abroad-SWRA didn't warm hers, but I warm mine. I love capers, but they're a little bit salty. And then the anchovies are salty. All right. Some people don't chop their capers. I chop mine. Thyme. Where is the thyme? Oh, there it is. A little bit of thyme, dry. Not a lot. And then anchovies. If you have anchovy paste, that's the best. But I'm gonna try. And if you go, ew, I don't like anchovies, you can leave it out. But if you're doing this recipe, it calls for anchovies, okay? And anchovies really are a delicacy. People, you know, you're gonna find a lot of good recipes. I'm gonna put a little bit of that oil in there. A lot of good recipes call for anchovies. When you make your dressing for your Caesar salad, it has anchovies. Did you know that? So you don't have to eat it, but it works well in different recipes. So don't turn your nose and go, ew. And that's why we like the paste, because then it disappears in there and nobody has to go, ew. It's salty, it's buttery, it's yummy. Okay? parsley in there. I was surprised that the French recipes love thyme. I thought Caribbean people love thyme, but I had a hard time finding, I still have a hard time finding fresh thyme. And I can't bring it with me either. All right, I'm gonna cover the eggs, let it come to boil softly. I don't want it to pop. All right, here's our dressing. Look at the color, isn't that beautiful? All right, so now we're gonna taste, make sure that, oh my God, look at this, y'all. Needs a little bit more salt. Don't need any more of this stuff. So we're gonna put, you know, that Himalayan salt is not very salty. It's good now. All right, goes in the fridge. We're gonna take the green beans out of the water. And I'm going to do the same bath for the eggs. All right. Maybe that's how this thing gets scratched when I drag these pots over it. All right, let's have a taste. Because, you know, I haven't put anything in this. I haven't put no salt or pepper. I don't think so. Oh my God. But remember, we have the beef stock with the bone, with all the veggies. So it's already full of flavor. And then you have the white wine. That's why I use white wine also in my marinara. It just does a certain je ne sais quoi. So this doesn't need a whole lot. Probably just a little salt and pepper. This is not one of those dishes where I'm gonna put, you know, a thing of, a splash of lemon juice. Not in the French onion soup, okay? And get the French people to come after me. But I don't have sherry, I don't have any kind of other alcohol to put in it. Wish it could be a little thicker. And a little salt. Regular salt. None of that Himalayan. I think I need it to be just a little bit thicker, so I'm going to use a little bit of a slurry. I was able to find, but I'm going to let it cook down a little bit more. I was able to find cornstarch. Ooh, I was sweating it because I ran out of the cornstarch, and I'm in the store trying to remember, what do you call cornstarch in Spanish? And then the bread basket was like right in front of me. I was like, oh, thank you, Lord. Is that a bread basket? Bowl and basket. All right, so the eggs are boiling. I mean, we're pretty much done. Potatoes, 5 more minutes. Okay, I'm going to clean my lettuce, my arugula is fine. So let's just clean the lettuce and then we're ready to plate in like 5 minutes. No. This thing is so sensitive. All right, for the eggs, once it boils for like 5 minutes, you turn the heat off. You leave them in there for like a good 5 or 10 minutes. Let's say 10 minutes. And then we're gonna put it in that ice bath, and they're gonna peel a lot easier, okay? Just remember that, don't overcook your eggs. And then I will add a little slurry to this. I think I need this to be a little bit thicker. It's a little bit too watery. And I'm gonna, this is my little thing, I'm gonna throw habanero in here just for flavor, but I don't need to put anything else in here. Needs a little something, something. Now that was another thing that needed a spring of thyme, which I don't have. So I'm gonna add a little bit of the dry. If somebody knows where I can find some fresh thyme, please let me know. One of the ladies said she came and brought me some thyme, but we haven't been able to get together, Keisha. So I know she's been visiting, going on her trips. Oh, it smells so good. You know, I have to doctor it to my taste. And then he calls for a little bit more butter. Okay, now we got it. Okay, that's why when somebody's like vegan butter, vegan croissant, I get a little, because if you're gonna do any French recipe, it has to have butter. If it doesn't have butter, it is not what you want to call it. Alrighty. Yep, my neighbors are moving along. Boom, boom, boom. So annoying. Okay. I believe we are good. Okay. So I kind of roughly ripped some lettuce because I don't want them too small, okay? They're not gonna be good on looking good on my plate. I miss my lettuce dryer. You know, in the restaurant you have a thing and then you just turn it around and you get all the water out of the lettuce. I miss that. I think they sell, you can buy some of those. Lettuce dryer, but then, oh, that's more gadget. No. So I'm just laying them on some paper towel and see if that works. We're getting our arugula is ready, our lettuce is ready, our green beans are ready, radishes. Okay, I'm doing like a little slurry just to thicken my soup up a little bit, just because I'm kind of anal like that. This is a beautiful bowl and basket. They do a lot of things here. So I'm grateful for this brand here in Panama. Because cornstarch, it's like sugar. If you're a cook, you want to have your cornstarch available to you because it saves the day. When you're looking at consistency, you can always throw a little slurry to get the right consistency when you cook it. But even I don't have cornstarch, I start to panic. Alright, let's see. We're gonna use one of these little bowls. Let me rinse this spoon. Turn the heat down. Then I'm going to cut the bread and toast them in the oven. The bread has to be toasted a little bit. Now, if you have regular French bread, right? You're good. But if you have sourdough, you could use sourdough as well to top your French onion soup. Alright. So, just a tad, I think it's too much. I think cornstarch was just a great invention. I know when I was growing up, we used it to kind of iron clothes, to make the clothes. You see, I got to watch it now because I don't want it too thick. Okay, you see, it's perfect. I don't even need to put the rest of that in there. All right, so I'm going to remove that from the heat because I don't want it to get any thicker. My soup is done. So now I just want to slice my, look at these tomatoes. Aren't they the cutest thing? I love that color. Cut them in half, lengthwise, just like I did the potatoes. We're going to use those. Oh, I love these tomatoes. Look at the inside. Isn't that gorgeous? I know. I get excited about food stuff. What can I say? I'm a nerd. But you know, I remember going to Sam's at home, and they would have these multicolored tomatoes, and they would be a little bit more colorful, if I recall. Okay. Ooh. Can you be so bright at only 4? I tell you, something's wrong with these burners. Do you always have one burner that just doesn't behave? I do. All right. And then I'm going to take everybody to the side when we're ready to plate this because it's going to be a work of art. Okay, so we have the tomatoes ready. And just like leave the eggs in there for a little bit. Let's put the bread in the oven. Okay, I was able to get this bread. Okay, that's fine. You can turn off. You need your serrated knife to do bread, to cut the bread. Okay, so I'm gonna put, so we're gonna do, like I was saying, if you have French bread and you look at your bowl, the size of your bowl, if when you slice the bread, it kind of fits on the top of your bowl, you can use one slice. But I'm looking at the size of my bowl and the circumference of this bread, I think I'm gonna need 2 for each bowl. So I'm gonna need 6 slices because it's 3 people that I'm serving today. Oh, we're also going to use some olives for our plate. It's going to be yum. All right. This bread is called pan de pueblo, bread of the people, right? So maybe it's a poor man's bread, but I like it. All right, so we're going to, no, we cannot slice diagonal because we want them to, we want the bread to just, 2 slices on top here. So we're gonna slice them straight, okay? So that's gonna be 1, yeah, 2, yep. 3, 4, 5, not too thick, 6. So we're gonna put them in the oven. Just, I don't have one of those little things that you do this, so you just put your finger on there and just put a little bit of olive oil. You make do with what you have, okay? All right. Ooh, more bread for coffee. Yum. Well, I was bad yesterday. I was sitting there. Let's see, what did I have yesterday? I went to the mall and had a cappuccino, and I treated myself to an empanada. And then I came home. I had a few pieces of pineapple. And I was feeling hungry, so I still had, oh my God, I still had some of that frozen cookie dough that I bought for my my brunch, which I didn't use because we had so much stuff. So I put 3 of them in the oven. They came out perfect. So I had cookie and milk, which I haven't had in forever. All right. Woo. Let me see my potatoes. How are you doing, my potatoes? Are you cooked? My roasted potatoes. Whew. Let's see. We gotta try one to see if they're cooked. All right. Okay. The last thing, we're gonna put some ice and fish the eggs out of here and put them in an ice bath. Oh, I need to add a little butter to my soup. Stop the cooking. Lettuce. Eggs. What else? Oh, olives. I'm gathering my stuff to do my my station where we're going to put everything together. All right. So in my soup here, that looks amazing. I'm taking my my Maggie touch habanero pepper out. And then I'm gonna finish it off with a little bit of butter. This is what in French cuisine you're gonna hear monter au beurre. I think that's enough. Because I remember when I was cooking at home, we used to top our rice and everything with butter. So when I went to school and I said monter au beurre, I'm like, oh, that's what you call it. We've been doing this forever. Come on, my babies. And then remember, I'm gonna have to put my cheese and stuff on my bread because I don't have a broiler, okay? We're making do. Wonderful. So we're gonna peel those eggs and then we'll be ready to plate our salad. And I think for the dressing, I'm gonna use that little dish that I use for the slurs for my dressing that I'm gonna warm up in the microwave. Maybe not. I don't want my mustard to separate, so we're just gonna leave it alone. All right. Oh yeah, they're still bumping. Boom, boom, boom. If you time your eggs properly, then when you're peeling it, it's gonna be easy. Now remember, your egg has like a couple of layers. There's another layer under the shell. You want to get to that layer, right? It needs to be in here for a little longer, but I'm in a rush. And I have half a finger. But this finger doesn't get into anything now. You know, God gave you 10 fingers. He didn't give you 9. So when you're not using one, it feels so weird. I remember we were doing a presentation in school, and we didn't really understand about the timing for the eggs when you boil an egg. Oh my God, those eggs look so awful. And the chef was nice. He did not criticize us too much, but I was like, oh, that looks awful. And you know, we don't make what is it again that people make? Deviled eggs. Is that a thing? People still make that? Nah. Leave the egg in the bath for a good 5 minutes, and that's what's gonna help take the skin off easy. And your egg should be nice and smooth, okay, when it comes out. I'm gonna put it in here. Whew. Yeah, you gotta get that second layer. All right, 2. Oop. Keep an eye on my little toast. They look good. I don't want them to be any darker. You have to have your eye everywhere when you're cooking. All your senses. Come on now. I remember doing a video about how to boil the perfect eggs. Well, today with my one hand, it's not working so well. And there's always one that doesn't come out exactly the way you want it to. All right, so we're going to put the cheese on these little toast. All right. Last. Okay. I'm using the tongs, and we are moving over this way so you guys can see how we, oh, it's gonna rain. All right, we have our plate. You guys see that? Okay. All right, So we're gonna start with our lettuce. Sorry, I cannot answer you. Let's call this. Okay. Okay. Then we're gonna do arugula. I think usually we do like opposite. Usually I would use my hand, but because of my injured finger, I don't want to do that. Okay. Then we're gonna do our tomatoes, our pretty tomatoes. But you can use Roma. You could use any tomatoes that you have. Okay? Nice. But you know, thinking about my guests, I want to make sure I have enough stuff on here so they can eat and feel full. Then we're gonna have our green beans, haricots verts. So this is why you say that this is a very healthy salad. Okay? Very healthy. All right. Then we're gonna do the olives. I'm gonna rinse them out. Just don't use black olive, okay? Because I don't think it would look good here. Just use any kind of olive like this. And we're gonna add our potatoes. Now remember, you can boil the potatoes. I just wanted to be a little different and roasted mine because I just love roasted herb potatoes. It's just really nice. So now if you had regular tomatoes, it would be a little bit more colorful, I think. Okay. Then we're gonna do our eggs. And the eggs we just cut in half. Oh, the radishes. Okay, radishes. Okay, your eggs. Okay. And then now let's not forget our tuna, right? The star of the show. The one thing to remember about the tuna is that it has no salt, so we're gonna have to sprinkle some salt on it. Ooh. Okay. Ooh, look at our. I think 2 would be enough for this one here. I don't think we need to put the 3, even though for my guest, we're going to end up with 3 because it's 3 people. But just for this, and then let's sprinkle some salt. We're doing Himalayan because I don't have sea salt. But if you have sea salt, and then I'll have that at the table, so if they want, they can do that. So this is your salade nicoise, and then we're gonna put the dressing on the side. I think I want to sprinkle a little bit of parsley. Dressing to the side. Yum. And you're probably going to need some tongs to pick things up. So make sure you have that available for your guests so they can serve themselves. And then we're going to scoop up the soup. So I'm going to put the cheese on those little toast. I had grated my cheese myself. So this is the French cheese that looks like Gruyere. This you would do in the dish itself, but because we don't have that, we have to adjust, okay? You always adjust. And if you have a broiler at home, that's the best way to do it. Just think creme brulee. This is how you get the caramelization on top with your creme brulee. I haven't made that in a while. Alright, so we're gonna pop these. And in the meantime, we're gonna scoop the soup into the bowls. Oh no, I want you to grill that. So we could have used smaller cups. We could have. And of course, my bowl is the one that is cracked. And the ones that I had, it had like a handle. It was so cute. Okay. A little bit of parsley to decorate this. I think I have the parsley out. Yeah. I'll tell you, things here when you buy them, you use them quick because otherwise they go bad on you in a jiffy. Especially herbs. If you don't use them right away. All right, let's see. Oh, already done. Wow. Okay. Now, this is kind of make do because that is not ideally how you do it, as I said. So you would just pour that cheese on top. It would be all over the soup itself. But this is the best we can do with what we have. Oh, but they still look pretty. Oh, yes. All right. Here comes the decorations. I'll chop my finger again. Alrighty, so a little bit, not too much. I remember a chef used to tell us, don't ever put anything on your plate that is not edible. So don't put like a big old twig of something that you know you're not gonna eat. All right, guys, we are done. What do you think? What do you think? I think it came out pretty good. Salade Nicoise with a Dijon vinaigrette and French onion soup. À votre santé. Enjoy. Bon appétit. All right, guys. Any feedback? No? Well, you know, that's the thing about cooks. We enjoy our own cooking. We feed off of what we do. So if we get the feedback, it's great. If we don't, it's okay too. All right, guys. It's been 2 hours again. So thank you for hanging with me. I will see you next week. I hope you have a wonderful new year. Be safe. Don't do anything dangerous. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Okay? So I will see you again. Have a great week. Bye. hitting the wrong button.